All right, let's get this thing going. Sorry, I'm just messing around with some stuff here.
W2H Rut Club Radio.
All right, Rut Club Radio is brought to you by Heated Hunts. If you haven't heard of those guys, they're all over the screen if you're watching. Head on over to heatedhunts.com and let me get my discount code for those guys because I don't remember anything. It is where the number 2, the word hunt, is 10% off. But wait, there's more. Look, if you call into this show, this segment, the Rut Club Radio, and you chat with me about anything, but probably, hopefully, the Rut, at the end of the month, we're going to do a drawing. So everybody that's called into this segment gets a chance to win some Heated Hunts stuff. Could be a hat, could be a shirt, could be a scent dispenser, could be some scents, could be some cover scents, whatever. So the phone number is on the screen. If you don't call in, it's pretty agonizing. You just get to listen to me talk to myself, which is pretty terrible. I'm not, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to lie. So I poured some scotch and I'm going to get comfy here and hang out with everybody. Let me open up the chat here, see if we got any chat people popping in. Could be a scent dispenser, could be some scents, could be some cover. Mute that. So Greg, we don't have a guest today. Greg, I don't know if he's coming for Club Radio. I haven't heard from him and he's not here, so I'll say probably not. But we don't have a guest for our 7 o'clock show, and we're just going to talk about the doe that he shot with a full body pass through over the weekend. So he's going to talk about kind of his setup, his approach, kind of how it all went down, et cetera, et cetera. We'll probably get pretty technical and tell some good story there. I helped him go recover it. And it was pretty exciting stuff. It was really good to at least see a deer in the opening weekend of Wisconsin bow opener. I didn't get out. My daughter turned 3 this last weekend. So I was celebrating her birthday on Saturday, and then Sunday we had a little party for her, which was super fun. That's kind of it. I don't think it would have been a good idea for me to go out. I just wouldn't have been right in my mind. Who did get out? I know there's a couple people watching. So if you're watching, first of all, call in if you can. If you can step away, or if you got an opportunity, dial the number on the screen and see what you got to say. But you can always hit the comments up too. I can read those as well. So curious to know of anybody that's watching, if you had a chance to get out. If you did, what state are you hunting? Even if you didn't, like, what state are you hunting? Where are you at? What's your kind of game plan here? How has your success been so far if you had a chance to get out? I haven't had Johnny Walker Black Label in a little while. It's one of my go-tos, and it is good. We're restocking up on the Drop Tine Spirits bourbon, the 12-point bourbon. It is, honestly, it's very strong. It's very good, but we're like just about out. So I'm stupid fruit fly. Trying to supplement that a little bit here with my go-to. So phone line is open. We are ready to go. I might try to get out on like a weekday if I can flex some time with work. We'll see how that goes. Every time I try to like leave early on a Friday, it just never happens. So I don't know that that'll be the case. Maybe Monday morning. But I'm hunting some unfamiliar territory this year, so morning hunts aren't like ideal for me because I'd really not really know what I'd be getting into entirely. So hunting was miserable. Mike Messer, mosquitoes about carried me away. Deer moved well though. Columbia County, awesome. Dude, I'm right there with you on the mosquito front. F those things. They're devil bugs. I hate them. They're terrible. Were you hunting like an area that would have had more, like were you hunting like a marsh bottom or something like that, or a marsh edge or swamp or something like that, or was it just bad in general? I gotta check something else here. Am I going to? No, we're not. Stupid Instagram. Let's try this again. Well, I'm waiting for a call to come in. I'm just going to try something else here. See if we can't get ourselves out on the Instagram too and see if we can get some callers from there, since we're not getting any yet elsewhere. Sometimes Instagram works. Most of the time it doesn't. I don't know what the deal is. It's super weird. Oh, look at that. It worked. Boom. So we're officially live on Instagram. All right, cool. Wood Island surrounded by marsh. Yeah, that must have been pretty terrible. And I'm assuming you had to go through the marsh to get there, Mike. So that must have been just miserable because, thermocells are great, but they're great if you're stationary, if you're static. If you're moving, that thermocell's not working as good as it could if you're just sitting there. Ryan Crossing, you're down in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. We just had our buddy on our tactic talk from last week from Arkansas, Jared. He's a Southern boy. He likes to say he's as Southern as cornbread, which I love it when he says funny shit. He's also the guy that told me that whatever gets your piss warm is what you should shoot rather than whatever gets your heart pumping. So it's a great episode. If you haven't listened to our tactic talks, that's a funny one to listen to. But he really talked about hunting in extreme heat because it's so damn hot down there. In some cases, it's like 90 degrees. So talked a lot about being mindful of the sun. And then what up, Dan Anderson? Hello. And here we go. Let's bring a caller in.
South Texas.
What up? Is this Ryan?
This is Ryan. What's up, man?
What's going on? I was just talking to you in the chat, and I realized you called in. So here you are. You're live on the show.
Yeah, man. What's going on?
Just trying to talk about deer and see if some folks call in, and here you are. So you're the first caller of the night, and now I got someone to drink my scotch with.
Yeah.
You might be drinking wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a glass of wine here in a little while, but it's either gonna be that or Maker's Mark.
Ooh, Maker's Mark is good. I have so it's Greg's birthday yesterday, so this bag that's in the background, I got some special birthday present for him in there that we'll have him unwrap on the show when we go live.
I gotcha.
So that'll be fun.
All right. Well, hey, I was just gonna fill you in kind of how it works down here in Southeast Texas with our rut and bow season and all that.
Yeah, talk about the season opener. Like because October's like later for us traditionally up here, but let's hear how it goes down there.
Yeah, so typically whatever the first weekend that falls closest to October, whether it's like I need to look at it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be October 3rd this year. And all our bucks, they're pretty much bachelored up. They run in little groups of 3 and 4. And by that third weekend, you better be ready for an all-day set because it's like when the switch hits.
That's great. So, and you're obviously shooting bow. I saw a photo of you doing some target practice. How are you feeling behind the draw? You feeling strong and confident?
Yeah. Been shooting a lot, and I'm ready for them to walk out.
Are you hunting public land down there, or do you have private?
Well, my father-in-law owns like 15 acres right next to a bunch of public land, so I can get off, just to the side, and they kind of cross back and forth through there. So I also do some public land hunting on some of the state land, and I'll typically do that if I shoot a deer right away at my father-in-law's land, then I can usually go over to some of that other public land, and it's pretty cool. If you draw a doe tag, you can shoot one during rifle season, but I'll typically bow hunt it all the way through.
That's cool. That's super cool. I know some guys that in fact, the guy I was just talking about, Jared, he bow hunts through the gun season down in Arkansas there. I bring a gun, man. I'm like, you know what? It's time for some advantage here over these damn ghost walkers that you can never freaking see or find in the woods.
Yeah, if it's drawing down to it, I won't be shy about pulling out a rifle. But if I already have meat in the freezer, I'll just continue to try to bow hunt them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you got to be getting pretty excited. It's still a little bit of ways away, but it's different. Like Kentucky opened up even before we did. Like they opened up I think before September at the end of August, so they had a chance to get on velvet. We're hunting hardhorn here now. I don't think there's any velvet deer left in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I hunted northern Kentucky up there around Carrollton, right there along the Ohio River there for 1 year, and their season opened like September 5th that year, and there were some deer running around with half the velvet still on their horns.
That's got a cool see.
It's awesome hunting up that way. There's some big old deer up there.
Do you do any glassing or shining or trail cams to get eyes on anything, or
What I typically do for my that little public or the private land that I have, I'll run a camera on it, and there's a huge oak tree, and depends on how much rainfall we have, what kind of acorns it's dumping. But I'll run a trail camera on that, and then what I like to do with public land, if you can, what I do is I'll find the straightest, longest road I can find, and kind of like set in a corner to where I'm only looking one direction. And I'll usually burn a day right there, just sitting in the truck and see where these deer are transitioning or crossing, and kind of what time of day they're doing it. And that's usually the quickest way to locate deer on this, because down here in Texas where I'm at, it's really, really flat. So there's no vantage point. So you kind of got to see where they're crossing the road, and then get an idea if they're going back to bedding, if they're going to food, and kind of get an idea of what they're doing, and then play the wind from there.
Yeah, that's good. That's smart. There's a number of guys I talked to that like they were doing a lot of glassing and shining at night, and just even without trail cams, they're just trying to get eyes on some of these deer to figure out when and where they're moving to and from. So they have a good sense of like, okay, here's my plan of attack. I mean, that preparation that you do, it's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And what are the temps like in Texas
usually,
in October? What temperatures are you dealing with?
Usually about the second weekend of teal season, which runs, this coming weekend will be the second. Usually we'll get a little, what we call down here, a cold snap, where it'll drop down into like the high 60s in the evenings, and then kind of just midday they get up around the 80s. And that's pretty good bow hunting weather around here.
That's nuts, man. You tell me 80 degrees, I'm like, no way, man. How are you? Do you have are you wearing like merino wool or anything like that to wick away all that sweat and stay cool, or what are you doing for that?
Well, like I that material like the Magellan shirts or the Columbia shirts are made out of?
Yep.
Well, anyway, they make dove hunting pants like that, and what I'll typically do is just wear something like that and just hose down with a scent killer and keep putting it on throughout the morning. And then I saw that other guy say he was getting eaten up by mosquitoes, but if you get a thermocell, that thing is a lifesaver. For one, you can keep the mosquitoes off of you, and two, you always know which way the wind's blowing when you're sitting there watching that smoke. Yeah,
that's true. That's a good point. I used my thermocell the other day on a walk with the kids. The bugs were out a little bit, and I was like, man, this smell has become nostalgic now, because really the only time I use it is when I'm out hunting deer, for bow season. And it's early season, because like eventually come October, November, whatever, I'm not, the bugs are gone, right? So you don't need it the whole season. But when you do need it, it's totally worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. Yeah. What package do you usually use on your thermocells? You use the silver or the gold, or which ones do you use?
Oh, I didn't realize there were packages. You put like the little blue thing in there, and then just a little butane and let it run. It's like the little handheld one. I just put it I clip it on my belt or whatever. Are there better versions of it?
Wafers, the ones we get. You can get some that smell like earth, and they come in a gold package, and then the ones that are just have the normal smell come in a silver package. And I've never been winded with the silver package, but I'm pretty sure that gold package, for whatever reason, it smells like dirt, but man, they pick up on that quick. So
interesting.
I try to stay away from those.
Interesting. Yeah. I didn't even know that. I learned something new just right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely different hunting down here, because you obviously got to set in a tree, and some days you can get up into the 90s and trying to stay scent free, but also not have a heat stroke, and then keep the bugs off of you. So
it's brutal. You got to drink lots of water, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I keep a Camelback in the tree with me.
That's good. That's a good way to do it. Well, cool. Keep us informed. Like, once your season opens up, let us know how it goes for you. Do you hunt through the whole season from the sounds of it? So, I was just messaging someone on Instagram. They just tagged out this weekend in Wisconsin opener. They got a nice buck, and he's like, "It's kind of weird to be done already. Like, I got a buck, now what?" But he's like, "I'll take it, of course." but it sounds like that's not common. So I probably feel the same way. Like, well, shit, now what? I got one. What the heck?
See, y'all don't have a lot of hogs up that way, or any, do y'all?
We do have some. They're allegedly like along the Mississippi River in the western part of our state. It's open season on them if you see them, but I've not seen one ever. And I hunt out that way for gun or for rifle, and apparently, like they are, you can get a small game license and just you can have at them. But I have never seen one. I don't know any people that have, so I'd be curious to know if anyone's listening, if they have encountered them. But it sounds like you guys got plenty of them down there.
Yeah. Ideal season is you shoot your buck and maybe a doe or something, and then shoot a couple of hogs. That way you don't have to buy like pork butt and stuff to make your sausage and all that. So
it's kind of nice.
But I'll certainly keep in touch with y'all and let y'all know how we do down here in South Texas.
Rock on. Appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you for calling in, man. I don't have to talk myself the whole time.
Yep. All right, bud.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too, brother. I'll keep watching.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
All right, man. Thanks. Bye.
I'm happy someone called in. Thanks for calling in, Ryan. We appreciate that a whole bunch. Way better when I'm not talking to myself exclusively. I was just kind of going through some of the comments here. Dan Anderson jumped on. Mike Messer was talking about the mosquitoes. Looks like we got a couple people viewing, so the phone lines are back open again. If someone wants to dial back in, feel free. Like, that's what we're here for. This is Rut Club Radio. This is meant to be a live listener call-in, like it's like a radio show. So we want to hear from you. We definitely want to hear from you. I just shared it to the Where to Hunt Rut Club Radio Facebook group also. It should have been shared there. Yeah, I see it now. So there it is. Good deal. Which we're trying to do a lot more with the group page. I just think the way that works, you actually end up seeing the content more versus if you follow just the broad page. It's hit or miss. You may or may not see it. I don't know. The algorithms just, they really want me to pay for ads for people that like the page to see the page that they like. But if you're part of the group, it kind of tells you like, hey, where to hunt posted, blah, blah, blah. So Lance Brown says he's hunting Southwest Missouri. All bucks on camera have shed their velvet. That's awesome. So they all got smaller. Get some shrinkage there. Bucks are starting to hit the mock scrapes very well and seem to be splitting up from groups from what your pictures show. That's great. How many trail cams are you running, Lance, down there? And when does your season open up if it's not already open? You're running 8. Wow, and it opened today. Well, no shit. Open on a freaking Tuesday? What the hell? That's hopefully you got some time off if you're going to get out there. Missouri's not terribly far from here, but 8's a good number. Who did we talk to? We talked to Jake. I think it was Jake Bush, and he runs quite a few. He's got a lot of different properties that he'll hunt where he targets. I think he targets like up to 6 or 8 bucks that he targets specifically. So if something goes sideways on one of them, he'll just hunt the next one, and he'll just keep doing that. If I keep drinking the scotch this fast, I'm going to be drunk by the time Greg shows up. You guys should message Greg and ask him why he's not on Rut Club Radio. You should be like, where are you, Greg? Slacker. What a slacker. Well, I'm happy Ryan called in. So far, Ryan, you are now entered in to win some Heated Hunt stuff, so that's exciting for you. If you've never seen their products, check it out. They have raving fans, raving reviews. Great product. Cool invention, too. My dad had mentioned, like, back in the day, people would try to, like, start a fire in the ground, put a pan over the fire that was kind of underground a little bit like a hole. And then they would, put their urine scent in there, whatever, doe estrus or what have you, mature buck, dominant buck, blah, 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 to try to heat the urine up. You don't have to do any of that. You just hit a button and it heats it up. So it travels further, it doesn't freeze, pretty cool. Just, try not to put it downwind of yourself. because, I mean, or maybe you could, like, you'll definitely smell it. It's a strong scent if you're downwind of it. But if you do put it downwind of you, maybe it could like jam up their nose a little bit if it's going past you. Maybe they won't pick you up as easily. Maybe that's a new tactic. I'm pretty confident with my archery setup this season. Probably more confident than I think I've ever been in my life. It's the most I've ever paid attention to it. It's I'm shooting the Vector Custom Shop arrows, the micro diameter, thick walled micro diameter. I have a 300 grain spine, or I forget I can't talk technical. It's not going to go well for me. And then what am I shooting for the broadhead? I just got the QAD broadheads. They're fixed blade, but they say they have like field point accuracy. And I'm right on the money. Like nothing changed for that at all. I'm just looking up real quick to get the right model here. They're the CAD, so Quality Archery Designs. It's called the Exodus broadhead. Just put it on the freaking camera here real quick so you can see. I think you guys can see that. It's a little delayed. Hopefully you could see that. But I'm accurate up to 60 yards. I'll never shoot 60 yards at a deer. I don't think. I just don't think I would ever do that. I'm accurate up to that point, but I'm not confident, especially if there's a deer in front of me. So I'm feeling pretty lethal at 20 to 30 yards, 20 ideally or less. But if someone else wants to call in, we'll take a couple more calls. If we got time for it here, we'll run this for another, 5 or 10 minutes, and want to hear what you're seeing, where you're seeing it. Tell us how things are going, or it's kind of a quasi awkward time because, as we just heard, some people's seasons don't open till October. Some just open today. Some open last weekend. Some open last month. Like, it's a total mixed bag right now. So I realize that Rut Club Radio, this is not like the topic, but we like to get it going now to kind of build the momentum. So when Rut comes around, everyone kind of can come to expect the call-ins and hear what everyone else has going on. We have, I guess since I got a few folks here, Tactic Talk, we're trying to get another one scheduled for this week right now to talk about hunting pressure as the season has started to build. We're running the memorable hunts. We just released the one last weekend with Dustin Rifkin. He was on our show maybe a month ago. He had a really cool story about elk hunting in Wyoming. He was in the golden, or the, what do you call it? The magic circle. It's a pretty cool story. Our giveaway is coming up in 2 weeks at the end of this month. So September 30th, we're doing our big giveaway. So we're giving away an Exodus trail cam and one of their solar panels, the Exodus Lift 2. We're giving away an HHA Tetra and then an HHA USA hat and shirt. And then we're giving away 6 Vector Custom Shop arrows, an OKist Hunter shirt, and then some Where to Hunt swag. I'm probably going to do another mug and a hat and some stickers and a koozie. So we have one more piece of product or equipment or gear that we're looking at trying to scoop up here. We're just trying to figure it out. So maybe we'll just do a surprise announcement for that one. But the giveaway is you just go to our website. There's like a page on our website or a tab that says giveaways, and you can click on that to learn more. It's pretty straightforward. We don't require much other than you just subscribe to our Patreon account, and that enters into the giveaway. We do it every 3 months. So every 3 months you'll be entered into a chance to win some fun stuff. And the group is pretty small, so like the odds of winning are pretty good. There's 12 people. Last time we gave away 6 prizes, so we're at a 50% chance of winning. I'd say that's pretty darn good. We gave away a tethered saddle last time, Vector arrows, Venado gear. We gave away some meat processing from Outdoor Addiction Taxidermy. OKist stuff, Where to Hunt stuff. We did good. It was a good giveaway. It seemed like people were pretty happy with it. The app is being updated currently. We're building our heat map, which is taking a while, but it's a lot of work. There's a lot of testing and experimenting has to go on there to make sure it's right. and then we're going to update everything. So it's pretty outdated right now in terms of like what you can do in the app world. So that's cooking. You can use the app as it stands now though. It works, functions. It's kind of like a one-trick pony. But we had people on there this weekend, quite a few actually throughout the country, but a large number of them were in Wisconsin, which was great. All right, folks. Well, if we don't get another call to come through in like the next couple minutes, I'm just going to check Instagram too to see if we have any activity over there. But if we don't get another call or a call to come through, then we're probably going to go ahead and wind this thing down and get ready for the next show. Let's see here. So for some reason, I can't comment as myself on Instagram. Hey, Instagram folks, there's a couple of you on there too. Like if you guys want to call in, we'll take one caller here before we bring this thing to an end for today. Let us know. I think you guys know what the number is. It's on Instagram. I guess you can't see it because it shows it all goofy. What if I turn the screen sideways? Does that work? Is that like a thing? I don't think that works when you're live. Apparently not. It's pretty tricky. All this technology stuff. For those that don't know, this is the OKS Hunter podcast studio. I don't know if anybody knew that or not, but that's where we record out of. They are our studio sponsor. Okay, no calls, folks. I'm going to go ahead and end Rut Club Radio for today. Stay tuned for more. We'll be live again next week at the same time, 5:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll take calls. If you call, you enter to win some Heated Hunts gear, so that's great. If you want to save on their products, you can go to their website, heatedhunts.com, enter in code WHERE, the number 2, the word hunt, for 10% off. So if you want to get some scent cover-ups or some synthetic deer piss scents or whatever you got, take a look, check them out, use the code. It'll save you money. And we'll see you guys soon at 7 o'clock for the live podcast with Greg. We're going to talk about the deer that he got over the weekend. So we'll see everybody soon. Have a great night if we don't see you in the next show.